Hey guys, Stealth here and welcome back to Shipyard Champions. Today with a bit of a weird challenge, or at least I think so, because I designed it. To that end, I already know what the twist is going to be in this task, and thus I'm giving myself a slightly more difficult challenge to sort of compensate for that. The way that this is going to go about, I have one battleship. The task as set forth is that I am to design a battleship. The maximum barrels, and that's primary and secondary, is a total of 25. You can have a nation of your own choosing. The starting year is going to be 1940, and the starting range is 12 kilometers. The enemy is going to be a nation of your choosing, so I'm going up against the Germans. They're going to have a battleship, 5 heavies, 8 lights, and 10 destroyers. Now, normally they would be in 1940, but because I already created the task, I'm going to give these guys 1943, because I know what the twist is going to be, which I will reveal later. The weather and daytime is entirely up to whoever Admiral is conducting the task. So all the other guys are linked down below in the description. So let's design a battleship. With a total of 25 barrels, this does limit you somewhat in your capabilities. It's not just going to be one big floating gun battery. That, unfortunately, is not really feasible. Simply because, in such a case, the ship is going to be... wow, I don't know, gas turbines? The ship is not exactly going to be suitable for this particular task. I wanted to limit that somewhat. So let's say a balanced rudder, this thing is not likely to slow down. Give her a bunch of armor, give her a bunch of anti-torps, especially considering that there's a whole lot of DDs, light cruisers, heavy cruisers, and everything else that has torpedoes out there. Main tower. Ah yes, it's the American ship. The Americans need to be a little wider in order to actually accommodate their main tower. I still think this is a weird design decision from the devs, but here we are. Alright, so that's the main tower. Look at how much displacement I'm already taking up with this ship. That is pretty serious. And I'm not exactly doing a whole lot of speed either. If I go for... yeah, that's not going to make it better. Gear turbines is worse. Okay, fine, we'll use the diesels. We're only spending 20 billion for this ship, so it's a bargain. It's a pretty cheap ship. Coincidence range finding, because we're fighting at shorter ranges, and radio is not really that big of a deal. I mean, yeah, you got a 6% gun aiming speed, but it also adds somewhat to your tonnage. Considering how much I'm already using, I'm thinking, yeah, the game already gave me a lot of armor on this ship. Which is probably a good idea, because we're potentially starting out to a battleship, which is spawning anywhere between, let's say, 10 and 15 kilometers, depending on what sort of spawn position the AI gives. Alright, guns, guns, guns. We have access to the 20-inch Mark III, we have access to the 18-inch Mark IV, and the 16-inch Mark IV. There we go, the 14-inch Mark V. But it's 1940. My enemy is supposedly 1943. This could be pretty dangerous to undertake. So, a Mark V 14-incher is definitely the best for stats, but I don't exactly think it's going to be the best for this particular challenge. To that end, let's bring the 18-inch. I'm thinking an 18-inch dual barrel is going to make a pretty sizable impression on my targets. Of course, I have way too much range on this gun. It's a bit of a luxury issue, really. Actually, we just use 16s, because the reload for the dual and triple is only 58 seconds. This thing fires, let's say, 1 round a minute. The 18-incher does, I think, a bit less. 0.86. Of course, if you do hit something, you're going to be able to take it down very, very quickly. The problem that I have with the 18-incher is their turret rotation speed. It's 1.21 degrees per second. With the 16-incher, it's 2 degrees per second. Now, considering we have a multitude of targets, especially 8 light cruisers, 10 DDs, and 5 heavy cruisers, we're going to have to probably switch targets pretty frequently. So, let's go with 16-inch guns. That looks really out of place on this ship. I mean, this is a super battleship weighing in at 118,000 tons. Okay, fine. I have 25 barrels available. We're going to go with... do I want to go with the 20-inch? 1.13 degrees per second rotation speed. Oh, this thing actually turns at 2, and that's without the upgrade. I didn't even factor that in. 1.79? Wait, didn't you sell it as 2? Oh, it's because your turret's a whole lot heavier. Your turret's reverse speed goes down. Okay, fine. This is going to be against the Battleship. And let's put a barbette in play and get another one of those on the stern. Alright. I do also need an additional funnel. There. Decent engine efficiency. Now, a couple of 16s. Let's say, well, why not? 16-inch quad is going to look horrible. But it's a pretty good weapon if you get to use it. Ooh. There goes the displacement. I don't even have secondary guns yet. Yeah, I can see that being a bit of a problem. Because a 16-inch definitely will take down a destroyer, and let alone an 18-inch. But trying to track the target with a rotation speed of 1.3 degrees per second, that's not really going to be happening. Whatever. I'll take the 14-incher. Let's say a 14-incher dual barrel is going to have a 4 degrees turning speed. Give or take a few. And yes, it does look comically out of place, but it also means I have a bit of tonnage available to actually put on some secondary guns. Okay, so I currently have 8 barrels. This gives me room for 17 secondary barrels. And with this hull, unfortunately, I don't think you can have... Oh, you can have the 8-inch Mark III. Oh, sorry, the 8-inch triple. The 8-inch quad... Even the 8-inch quad fits. Okay. Does it turn? It does. That's nice. Okay, so now we have almost half a heavy cruiser strapped to the side. It's useful to have. Let's increase barbette armor to make sure we don't accidentally blow the ship up. TNT, triple base. We're firing standard shells. I want to have standard ratio. I want to have cap ballistic HE shells. And let's say semi-ballistic AP shells. For the simple reason that if I'm starting about 10 kilometers out, I can pen 33 inches of armor with this. And I can pen about 18 inches of armor with that. So a bow belt, a stern belt, it's not really going to do very well against that level of pen. While hopefully not ricocheting off the ship. That's the goal. Okay, currently we have a few 8-inchers, we have a 14-incher, we have an 18-incher. Let's add... Let's see... Actually, 2 of these... is just slightly lighter than one of these. And might give me overall slightly better firing arcs. So let's go for that. Let's go for that. Okay, so we got 8 16 barrels at the moment. Now, I have a little bit left. I think it wouldn't be an American ship without the trusty 5-inch dual barrels. 8... 16, 20, 24. That's about it. It looks real empty, but I think we might be able to make this work. Now, this gives me options with regard to the displacement. I'm going to add a bit more armor to this ship, especially in the superstructure, because I'm going to get very, very heavily engaged, probably by high explosive shells, and I really do not want to burn down. The deck armor, let's put that on 9 inches, the foredeck on about, not 76, about 7. Give me a hefty belt, and I'm going to put some more points into speed here, and reduce the range a bit. Can we do about 27 knots? Nope, but 26.9 apparently is available. Fine. Be like that. Little bit of tonnage left. The conning tower is always my preferred place to put that additional armor. There. As for the guns themselves, we have 20-inch side armor on the 18-inch guns. We have a plenty of armor on the rest of the guns. Maybe armor up the 5-inchers a bit more at the expense of the 18-inchers. Okay, and that should do. Now, there is, of course, a twist, as there generally is with these challenges. The twist is, roll a dice. If you roll an even number, you get to disable your primary guns for the entirety of the battle, but you also get to remove the enemy battleship from their lineup. So you're only fighting heavies, lights, and DDs. If you roll an uneven number, you get to remove or you get to disable all your secondary guns, and you get to remove the 8 light cruisers that the enemy gets. So in that case, you're fighting a battleship, 5 heavies, and 10 destroyers, using only your primary guns. Good luck. As for scoring, points are handed out based on the time taken, so the faster the better your score will be. Okay, time to roll a dice. Here we go, and we're going to roll a 6-sided dice, and it's an uneven number. Alright, an uneven number. So this means I am going to exit here. I am going to remove the light cruisers, meaning I have to fight all this using only my primary guns. Only the primary guns. So all the secondaries, the 8 inchers, the 5 inchers, they are unfortunately unavailable. Lovely. Let's go and fight the enemy as we find it. Here we go. Pausing the battle first, I get to disable my secondary armament. We cannot use that. So the 18 inchers and the 14 inchers are going to have to do a lot of work for me. It took the AI quite a while to throw together the enemy fleet, so let's see what they actually have. That's an interesting German design. What do we have? A couple of 13 inchers? You put 13.5-inch guns on a super battleship? Okay, whatever works for you. They also have a lot of secondary guns. That's a lot of 4.6s. So far, no visible torpedo tubes. I love what you did with the Barbette. It wouldn't be my first choice, but here we are. Heavy cruisers. Torpedo Fiesta detected. These guys are spacking? They're packing 12 10-inch guns. Alright. Then, we have the DDs. Please don't have too many torpedo tubes. Nope, hold my beer, they said. We have all the torpedo tubes. It looks a bit like this is some sort of cluster launcher. These are actually the depth charges. These are quintuple launchers. So they got 5 of them in a row. As for their range, it's probably going to be... Well, we're just outside of range. Where's my ship at? Hello? Ah, here. Yeah, we're just outside of range of the DDs. They got only 11 kilometer range. But since I'm running the Dreadnought Improvement Project, I'll still not see those coming. The heavy cruisers have 13.3s. Okay. Now, I don't think the battleship can hurt me that bad. So let's actually target the heavy cruisers. And with my high explosive, I should be able to take those guys down using high explosive. I just need to not regard that. Let's see if this ship, with only main guns, can get this job done quickly. And ideally without sinking. Because, you know, that's kind of important. Accuracy already 27%. And this is why the 14 inchers are important to me. They snap the target very quickly. About 3 degrees, about, well, let's say 3.7 degrees turning per second. These less than half at 142. However, if they hit you, you'll remember, if you're around to actually survive the shot or the hit. I'm hoping that some of these high explosive shells can knock out a heavy cruiser quickly. Otherwise, I'm going to be flooded very quickly by all of those torpedoes. And I mean that both literally and figuratively. I'm going to be flooding very quickly, and I'm probably going to get flooded by torpedoes. There is a nice hit, accidental hit on the DD. I'll gladly take that. I might need that 26 knot speed, not really to get too close to these guys, so let's keep sort of angling away. Ah, there's this stuff. They didn't really care that much about that shell. Unfortunately. The ship feels quick. That's a concern. Destroy the torpedo launcher. Well, it's not bad. With the Dreadnought Improvement Project, if you get lucky/unlucky, it's entirely possible to destroy one torpedo, have all the torpedoes aboard the ship detonate, and promptly find yourself out of torpedoes. For absolutely no particular reason. Beyond the game just going, yeah, haha, you're done. Okay, we're gonna go back to armor piercing now. I think this ship has kinda had it. Let's switch to the next cruiser. Is that battleship really gonna be any kind of a deal? Can you hurt me? No. Well, you can hurt the superstructure. And of course, crew loss is a valid concern here. Picking off these DDs with these main guns is going to be a challenge and a half. Come on, yes! There's the semi-ballistic, semi-armor-piercing shells. Doing exactly what I want them to do. That was one 18-inch and one 14-inch. And this heavy cruiser has even lost its conning tower. Oh, there were... yeah, that was a lot of damage. Okay. They're also bugging out. I'm now too angled. Oh, good hit on the other heavy cruiser. Let's take a couple of shots at these DDs, so that they'll at least be unable to run away. I'm not sure what semi-armor piercing is going to do here. It could cleanly cut through this ship. I doubt it'll ricochet, though. 50-50 chance to hit. Yeah, it'll overpen it. Okay, so we're going to switch to high explosive then. Because a high explosive ought to just completely disintegrate this ship. Yeah, see? There it is. Job done. That's one. Next. We are getting into torpedo range now. No, we've been in torpedo range for a while now. Okay, start doing something that resembles a turn. Starboard over. And please land a hit. That's an overpen with high explosive. That's less than useful. Firing over the shoulder. Doing as much damage as possible. As for the damage that we've done so far. Oh, 50k? That was a 14-inch shell. Very good. Very good. Damage done. Yeah, the 14-inchers have it. At least for now. But the 18-inchers, I feel, can still really sway the amount of damage done in their favor by starting to score some shit. Or so some shit. Sorry, some hits on the battleship. This guy is now very close. But bow in. Well, they're doing 34 knots and they got low visibility, 21 inchers. Okay. But I believe most of those torp launchers are on the stern. Which means it's a bit difficult to launch those. Crew loss on the Pennsylvania so far is fine. But because I'm now trying to turn around, my 18-inchers are not that likely to do a whole... Well, okay. The 18-inchers did 700, the 14-incher did 73,000. That DD got a little too close. Come on, finish it off. Thank you. Now the other ones. Rudder to port. The 18-incher on the bow is still trying to turn around. Eventually it'll get there. As for ammo, I should have plenty. I'm not concerned there. Now, ironically, it might be actually dangerous for me to force these DDs to go back into the formation. Like, fall back and take another position up. Because when they do that, they are actually in a position where they can launch. Now, I have diesel engines, so reversing or speeding up is not exactly something that this ship does very well. Yeah, a little late. You probably also sent some torps. Whatever, all back emergency. Let's pretend that this thing is going to slow down any day of the week now. Come on. The V4 is down, that's the other DD. Punch it. Wow. Decent damage. But I think that they've already launched their torps. They're reloading. Or they've launched half. Kill it! That's it. Alright. This DD is really no longer a threat because it's already spent all of its torps. Let's see what this armor has, or what this cruiser has for armor. Tissue paper. Excellent. Meet some high explosive. Missed it. Try again. We're actually slowing down a heck of a lot faster than I'd expected. Bonk. Almost no damage. Because we're overpenning. Isn't that nice? Damn. That's more like it. That is more like it. The Karl der Grosse is also here. Still not packing any torpedoes and actually unwilling to fire because the heavy cruiser got in the way. Oh, this is gonna hurt. Ah, there's more from the heavy cruiser. No! Bonk. 34% structural integrity left. At this point, I don't think that I'll win it. Crew lost 19%, so in that sense, yeah, we've been definitely in better conditions, but some ships have lost a lot more crew. Okay, let's take out the Kaiser Karl with the armor. Oh god, there's more. That was the other side from the Hipper. This is their farewell package. And we've actually survived another 8 torps. Oh, hi DD. There's another. How many torps have I had? 18? 19, 20, 24, 22, sorry. Oh, I wasn't done counting yet. Yeah, we're done. Ouch. Ow. Ow. She's done. Okay, task failed. No joy. The ship took way too many torps because I did not get to use my secondary guns. Unfortunate. Did it cost the Germans? Yeah, a bit. They lost a few DDs, they lost a heavy cruiser. Their battleship's perfectly fine. But I, unfortunately, did not make it out alive. Hope you guys enjoyed the task. It should be something that you can easily replicate for yourself. Simple, play a nation, 1940, your own choosing. Starting range 12 clicks. The hostile ships, 1 battleship, 5 heavies, 8 lights, and 10 DDs. And then, after you build the ship, you roll a dice. You have an even number. In battle, you disable your main guns, but you remove the enemy battleship. If you have an uneven number, you disable the secondary guns and you remove the light cruisers. This is what I did. Good luck if you ever find yourself playing this challenge, and let me know how it went down below in the comments. Also be sure to check out the other guys, link down below in the description. Let's see what sort of luck they had. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon for more.